Issue 26. After a brief immature take that at Mario as we see Sonic not enjoying the Mario game on his day off for no real reason, Johnny says that someone's trying to get through to them, and Amy gives them a Skype message to come quickly to Never Lake, where she gets kidnapped a third time, this time by Metal Sonic. Even in Archie she was more useful as a kid, because at least she was kidnapped less than 3 times. Despite Sonic's earlier reluctance to save Amy, he takes off before Johnny can finish his sentence about saving her, and his super speed gives him the time to leave a note, which was also probably written super fast, explaining that because there's no star post for them to warp to at Never Lake, he had to run there himself and he leaves them behind. Shouldn't him writing that note at super speed have damaged the paper instead? He runs across the field saying that there used to be a forest growing here. Why are his spinning feet colored something other than red like his shoes? Anyways, he sees the mechanized Miracle Planet, which is pointlessly given an original name from Little Planet in this comic, and Amy is trapped on top of a high, steep rock. Sonic spin dashes around in a circle, making steps in it to get up to Amy, and for some reason the egomaniac doesn't enjoy his ego being stroked, when you think he'd love Amy flattering him so much. Sonic wastes time asking what Eggman's doing when it should be obvious, and Amy says that he's going to turn Miracle Planet to a new base of his, where the one in the special zone should be good enough. Then Sonic asks, "Now tell me how you were dumb enough to get stuck up here," lampshading her uselessness. The character as being just burdens to be kidnapped isn't made any better by being lampshaded. Of course, Amy was put up there by Metal Sonic, and he has an original name, Metalix the Metal Sonic. That's cute. I'm just gonna call him Metal Sonic because an original name doesn't make him original. He's still the exact same concept from Sonic CD, no matter how many of him there are. Of course, if there's a group of Metal Sonics, I'll call them the Metalix, though. The two of them fight, with Sonic pointlessly telling a robot that's trying to kill him not to hit him with the laser from his chest. And Sonic, of course, defeats Metal Sonic, and Amy annoys me by saying that Sonic says the cutest things when he says that pink is his least favorite color just to insult her. I swear, she's got something wrong. What does she see in him? Strong hero or not, he still treats her like garbage. Even more than the game Sonic does. Out of complete nowhere, even though Metal Sonic was showing every sign of being defeated, he attacks Sonic from behind and kidnaps Amy for bait, being kidnapped for the 4th time. Sonic even lampshades it, saying, "That girl should rent herself out as a professional hostage." He would hate Princess Elise. He then complains that someone has to rescue her, and wishes it didn't have to be him. In the next story, the Kintobor computer talks directly to the audience to explain who he is finally. He explains he's a self-aware computer program based on what was left of Kintobor, and he shows an identity crisis multiple times about whether he's Eggman or not, lampshading how confusing this is. Our time is wasted with recap on Eggman's origin. The machine exploding released the emeralds from the stabilizing influence of the machine's Mobius rings. Are they actually the rings like in the games, or are they special? We learn later that the Mobius rings are the warp rings, so they should have just said that, and also if they're warp rings, wouldn't they just warp instead of stabilizing? After the machine exploded, the emeralds decided to warp themselves back to the special zone out of fear, I guess. And someone through a warp ring asked Sonic and Porker what's going on. Sonic asks Porker since when did Mobius rings start talking. Porker explains that somehow, indeed, Kintobor's brain patterns have been recorded on the Mobius ring. That would explain why Eggman's mind is nothing like the good Kintobor. So what really happened was that the explosion of chaos energy separated the actual Kintobor from his body, making the body turn out evil with a new demonic mind, while the actual Kintobor survived with his mind captured in a ring. While that sounds complicated, it's well worth it to have the fascinating concept of the Freedom Fighters regularly working with Kintobor, a good Robotnik. Imagine if Archie did that, it'd be 10 times better! And he's an AI program too, for added usefulness. Though as the polar opposite of Nicole, he isn't really treated like a person, and he's only done one thing so far. Porker puts his mind in a computer instead of just putting it in a robot, and Kintobor explains that Porker was having fun going through his devices until one day, after Sonic complained about Porker missing a day at the lab, to get approached by Badniks for the first time. And Sonic says he's been working on doing the spin attack beforehand, for some reason, despite this being the first time he's ever had to do anything like it. So what did he practice on? Scarecrows? Why did he feel the need to do it before? Anyways, he predictably saves Johnny right away and trashes the robots, with the freed Porker worrying at first that he would be blamed for the whole situation for being imprisoned, Sonic, calling him Bud, asks what happened, and some more comic space is wasted because we could have figured the Badnik problem got worse over time. And apparently, Eggman had no recollection of his previous existence as Kintobor, so Sonic was a surprise to him. Further proof that he has a completely new mind and the original Kintobor was put in the ring and the AI program all along. Otherwise, he would have remembered Sonic. This issue is by Nigel Kitching. It was about Amy being kidnapped a third and then fourth time by Metal Sonic to start out the Sonic CD adaptation after Sonic has a tussle with Metal Sonic. And this is the problem with being too much like the games, because I've already fully summarized the story with that one sentence. The plot is too basic. Then we have Kintobor explaining that the good Kintobor didn't really turn evil, he was just separated from his body that became evil, and his mind was put to a computer. All thanks to the overactive chaos energy magic of the exploding device. I love this concept because it means that Kintobor never really became evil at all, and we get the cool concept of a good Robotnik helping Sonic, though in a different way than expected, as an AI program rather than an inventor. That's Porky's job. My problem though is that, well, first off, the story is generally boring and pointless otherwise because there's nothing to recap, but anyways, didn't we have a story where Sonic said it was about time his friends got to know the truth about Eggman's origin? If they were around for that long, knowing Kintobor was a program separated from his body, wouldn't they know the truth all along? Wouldn't Kintobor have told them? They were making this up as they went along.